Hey, it's Bonnie from Wild Coffee Homestead. It's been a while since we've seen you guys. Where you been? Well, springtime on the homestead is a very busy time. It's a beautiful time in the year. Get out early in the morning and get as much as we possibly can done because we know that heat is just around the corner. I had shared with you guys about a very special beast in the garden, the Everglades tomato. Well, this week I thought, you know what, that thing has taken over my garden. It was encroaching on the grapevines and the passion fruit, and it was just taking over, wasn't it? It was taking over, Charlotte. So I thought, okay, time to prune this thing back. So we went out and I thought, what am I going to do with all these tomatoes? Because you cut off the plant and all the green tomatoes as well as the red tomatoes have to go with it. So I looked online and the Florida Hillbilly had a solution for all those unripe green tomatoes. They're just little tiny dime-sized tomatoes, but we put them to good use. So I thought I'd take you out into the vineyard, show you what the Everglades tomato plant looks like now, and also share with you what I did with the red and green tomatoes. It was a huge harvest. I had 7 pounds of tiny green and red Everglades tomatoes. Craziest thing ever. See you out at the orchard. Before we head out, I can't resist to share a little bit of Wild Coffee Homestead spring with you in the butterfly garden. Got our spider lily there in bloom. These are all the plants I got on clearance that have just bounced back and are doing amazing. Never give up on those plants, guys. Never give up. Got our ground orchid blooming there. Just beautiful. Had lots of monarch butterflies hatch too recently. It's always fun to watch that process. And all the pretty amaryllis doing their show here. So pretty. Makes my heart happy. I know it makes the butterflies and the bees happy too. Alright, let's go on out to the vineyard and orchard area. Just had to make a little pit stop here. Well, this is my one Everglades tomato that popped up. I have done nothing to it. Haven't watered it, haven't fertilized it. But finally thought I better get out here and trim it back. It was looking a little bit diseased and spent. So I probably took about maybe 1/3 of it off. Can you believe that? This is what's left. But I had a ton of tomatoes. And I had to figure out what in the world to do with all those tomatoes. They are so pretty. Pretty little things, and they taste amazingly delicious. Probably one of the best tasting tomatoes I've ever tasted. You're going to be hearing roosters crow. They aren't ours. Our chickens are coming. Our baby chicks, our very first baby chicks are coming April 27th, the week of, and our guard goose. So I'm so excited. I just want to let you know, if you hear roosters or goats, they're not ours, they're the next door neighbors. So anyway, back to the Everglades tomato. I was sharing with my brother who lives in Texas about the Everglades tomato. I always share all my gardening excitement and progress with him. He's actually the one that got me interested in gardening. I can remember when I was a little girl, I would always be at my grandma's house, and she always had beautiful flowers, crepe myrtles, which is one of my favorites, and zinnias, which is one of my favorites. So it's definitely in the family. My dad was an amazing, took care of our yard, perfectly manicured. So gardening runs in the family. But my brother has an amazing green thumb. So when I was probably, I'm gonna guess maybe 25, 30 years old, he gave me a yellow rose bush for my birthday. At this time, I was not gardening at all, so to speak. So when I got this rose bush, he might as well have given me a puppy. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to take care of it. I was scared to death. I knew that they were very high maintenance. So that began the journey. So I got that rose bush. I babied it. I took, hey, Mr. Bumblebee. Am I in your area there? He won't bother me. So anyway, I took care of that rose bush. I did everything I could to make it grow. It got these beautiful buds. It was by a fence, and watching. All of a sudden, those buds are getting ready to open, and I see a squirrel go and eat the buds off of that bush. Broke my heart. Well, with that being said, that began a journey of gardening. I mainly did butterfly gardens up till the past couple years, and just love butterfly gardens, as I shared with you out front there. But anyway, I mentioned the Everglades tomato to my brother and got him interested in it, and he mainly does flowers and whatnot, but this year he is going to has a small area that he's going to do a little vegetable garden. So he, and then my niece Emily also is a gardener, and he built some raised beds for her and going to do some self-wicking container gardens. So I'm really excited that we've inspired them to try vegetables. And he's got Everglades tomatoes started, seedlings, and I warned him, you've got to have those in a place probably 6 foot at least diameter. I think, all right, Bumblebee, you stay over there on your passion fruit. You have to have at least 6 to 8, 10 foot diameter for these guys, one plant. So anyway, I harvested 7 pounds of green and red tomatoes. So the Florida Hillbilly had a recipe for what he calls tomolives. So I used his recipe with the green tomatoes. So what you do is you pierce holes in each tomato because you're going to pickle them. It's a cold refrigerator pickle. So you pierce the holes in the olives, so that way the brine has a way to get into the little tomatoes. So after you pierce them, you put them in a ball jar. We will add a recipe for this in the description. So it's basically just like any other pickle. You can use any brine that you want, any spices you want, but we used mustard seeds, peppercorns, bay leaves. Some of them I used rosemary. Some I use sweet marjoram because that's what's growing in the garden, and red pepper flakes. So you can pretty much just do whatever you like as far as the brine goes. And then the brine is water, vinegar, parts 1 to 1, and salt and sugar. But super easy. Took a while to punch all the little holes in the green tomatoes, but heat and boil the brine for about 5 minutes, pour it over it, seal them up, and when they cool, you put them in the fridge. They sit for 7 days, so we're patiently waiting that 7 days, and I'm excited to see that we were able to do something with those green tomatoes. The red tomatoes, my sweet friend on the other coast of Florida, Lee, had given me the idea, why don't you dehydrate them? So I thought, brilliant. I've got a dehydrator. I got at a garage sale years ago, so this was had a little more time involved as far as taking the time to cut each little tiny tomato in half and place it on the dehydrator, cut side up. But what a great way. I just sat down at the dining room table and cut away for an hour or so. Had 5 trays and had some amazing dehydrated tomatoes. And when they dehydrate, the flavor even bursts more, and it was just so much fun. So one crazy free tomato plant and all sorts of tasty tomato treats. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I want to show you too, we had a volunteer tomato come up about 15 feet from this one here, and I have a feeling we're going to have a whole bunch of volunteers. So I just took it to a different part of our orchard where there's lots of room for it to spread, and we'll have even more tomatoes. I'm going to give you guys an update here on a different video. We have a new member, a new part of our homestead that we got a couple weeks ago. So we got a video coming up. We'll introduce this new member to you. Really exciting. And also we'll do a video on our garden tour. Our spring garden is doing incredible. I'm so excited. Things are thriving. We've been battling some pest issues. We've had some fungus gnats and some flea beetles and things that I've never had in the garden before, of course. You think you get it down to where you're fighting off certain pests, but that's just the name of gardening. We all have struggles, and Florida is huge for pests. Started really early trying to avoid a lot of the pests, but we're doing good. Things are thriving. And I know we haven't been putting out as many videos. We've just been really, really busy. We've had weddings, we've had funerals, we've had, I went to an awesome women's event last weekend, a Spire conference, so that was great. But Wild Coffee Homestead has been busy. I'm telling you, busy, and Kevin's got a huge project going that he's going to share with you on some separate videos. So really missed you guys. So thankful for you. I'm going to go take you over to get a peek at the volunteer Everglades tomato, but just wanted to share this fun with you. God's just blessed us with this silly, beastly tomato plant. Just crazy. So if you want to give them a try, I would highly suggest it. I don't know, that's what my brother says. I hope ours is as prolific as yours. I said, who knows? You know, I kind of had given up and didn't think I'd have one, but this plant has blessed us beyond measure. Hope you guys have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you on our next video. Stay tuned. Got a lot of fun, exciting stuff going on around here. Blessings. Bye-bye.